800-610-7035 is worldwide toll-free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, Xzone Radio TV, and hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. According to my guest of this hour, Xzone Nation, the CIA is using transmission which are brainwashing we the people. My guest this hour is a whistleblower who calls herself the White Rose II. Due to slander, fears for her safety. She has proof that the CIA, that's the Central Intelligence Agency, has been brainwashing Americans for 50 years. She's attempting to sue the Department of Defense and other governmental agencies, claiming that weapons of mass destruction had launched with NSA transmissions to engineer our culture and lives. Not only our lives, but the Americans mind-controlled with bad luck. She claims that it's all part of what we call today remote viewing transmission technology to manipulate mind and body on ordinary people for money and power. Now, she has been impeded in all her attempts to legally fight and expose this psychological warfare on our streets. Her life has been sabotaged for the past 4 years, using unwitting innocent people in dissuading her to take her down. Joining me now is the lady that we will call Muriel. Muriel, welcome to the X-Zone.
Thank you. Glad to be on the show.
Is your life in danger?
Yes, definitely. Not in a overt way, but yes.
Now, there are stories of people who have tried to bring the CIA down and other members of governmental agencies, and the stories claim that these people just disappear. Do you fear for your life that one day you will just disappear?
No, not anymore. It will be cancer, car accident, a family member who's already been attempted to be killed twice as a threat and as a scare tactic with car accidents. It will be, or some kind of fake suicide or something like that will never be able to be proven. A Marilyn Monroe kind of technique or something along those lines. It will not be a disappearance.
Muriel, stand by. You and I have to take our break. www.exposingalltruth.com is the website. Reasons and thinking.
Okay, yeah, it is definitely NSA transmissions that were COINTELPRO, mind control, Pat Hearst.
Which are brainwashing we the people. Muriel, where did all this start with you? What is behind the action that you are trying to bring before the CIA as well as the Department of Defense and other governmental agencies? Take us back in time to the beginning.
Okay, yeah, it is definitely NSA transmissions that were COINTELPRO, mind control, Pat Hearst a long time ago, and developed from experiments, developed into, they evolved it, knowing there's power. And I thought I was the only one they targeted. In 2007, I was traumatized, I freaked out, and I was remotely recruited for the CIA for espionage, sexual slavery in the White House, and behavior modification. No clue. I had no idea what was going on.
All right, hold on here. Slow down a little bit. You say that you were targeted by the CIA?
I say that hindsight. I didn't know it was the CIA back then. I thought it was just the FBI until I left the country and ran away to Australia, Europe, London, just to get away, and found out it's weapons of mass destruction, and they're being used.
No, slow down. You didn't answer my question. Why you? When did this start? How do you know that it is the governmental agencies that are...
I thought it was just me, and I found out it's not. It's something that occurred in the 70s before I came to this country. I thought I was alone. I thought it was just me, and I didn't know I was being brainwashed at first because I was targeted in 1996. But it's a class action suit. I found out there were millions of others complaining of the same thing.
Wait a second, now hold on. Complaining about what?
About mind control.
All right, how do you know that you were or still are a victim of mind control?
Oh gosh, you know, when your body, when they talk to you and they tell you and there's no voices, it's synthetic telepathy, and that's the new buzzwords in the Pentagon, and you compare notes with others, and you don't even take an aspirin, you just know, they tell you, they inform you, it's synthetic. You kind of know like a cold. And you know that the synthetic is different. Your senses know. Your body knows. Common sense, gathering, research, talking to people, and they guide you before it occurs. And I'm not psychic. They're not psychic. You're in communication. It's communications. It's sound waves.
What did they guide you? What did they guide you to do?
It started with those three things I mentioned: espionage, sexual slavery, and behavior modification. They took you, they called it the process. But they play back things that your life that is occurring in the privacy of your home. That's how it begins, and they stage you. They take you through different levels. I had no proof of this in 1996. I tried to go to DOJ, to the Department of Justice, and tell them. And of course, they don't believe it. They don't believe that these weapons are being used against civilians. But when you start to read books by former CIA agents who are dead, and they claim the same exact things that were just happening to you for 4 years, you know that these weapons exist. Then you buy the NASA product for $21,000. You look at the military patents in the archives of Washington. You put it together. You interview people, but you're guided. You're totally synthetically guided through your day. That they have knowledge, and they go back, and then they tell you they've been with you alongside, as like, do you ever hear of a child having imaginary friends?
Sure, every kid has.
That's talking to him?
Yeah, sure, every kid has.
Not every, but some have. Some mothers, they tell their doctor or something like that. They're developing imagination or something like that at a young age.
Sure.
It's almost like that, or Ghost, or with Whoopi Goldberg, where they speak to you. It's voiceless communication. It's sound waves.
So are you saying that the paranormal is caused by the CIA?
Correct. And then I have so much to tell you to prove this. Then you get an email sent to you in 2009 by Russell Tice, who explains how it bypasses the sense, the cortex, the eyes, the taste, all your five senses. So I was an accountant for 25 years. I went and got certified as a hypnotist. I learned all the anchors and triggers that make people paranoid, schizophrenic, and found out all the hospitals, 90 to 95% of the people are synthetically ill, not chemically. It's not natural or organically grown, these illnesses. And then it's Alzheimer's because it's a suggestion back to the future. And I figured out all these synthetic illnesses that came out 50 years ago that's got science under siege, and investigators in the FBI spinning their wheels at crimes that they induced in the streets with communication chaos, cognitive impairment from these transmissions that the mind controls the body. And then you've got the laser weapons that the LA police is using that's freezing people and body parts with lasers. That vision comes back. And I researched it. They experimented my entire body with it. I have pictures and proof of things that in my body that they use lasers to do things with. Dry a blister in a matter of seconds while they're speaking to you in your mind with sound waves. So it's a process that they're with you like an imaginary friend. In advance, they tell you what that person's going to do or say to you at the store or in the street. So believe me, and I was freaked out, and I didn't know what to do. I was screaming. I didn't know what to do. Then I learned NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and I found out that two CIA gentlemen had invented it back in the 70s when all this came out, COINTELPRO and the Church Committee, back in the 70s, I think, or 60s. And I did research, and then I talked to people in the psychotronics, government scientists and physicists, and I bought the the equipment from a physicist. And I found out, okay, that's the reason for cancer and why hypnotists are in hospitals trying to alleviate pain on cancer patients, and why it only works sometimes and not other times, because it's selective, because it's directed energy weapons, because we are accompanied by these transmissions 24/7, and they remote view different families, different human beings at different times, and they toggle back and forth in your life. It's prevalent. I'm not alone. They do this. They started as experimenting, and now it's just like a matrix to have world domination, world control, and it's growing to It's up to 9 million individuals. So that's why there's no the FDA, the Kevin Trudeau cases, and all the medicine. I discovered massive corruption that's been going